So good morning, everybody. I'm Lisa, and I work in STMicroelectronics in the MEMS and sensor subgroup. And today I want to talk to you about sensors, but from a different perspective. It's from the perspective of the in-edge AI. So what can we run as AI inside sensors? But okay, before going deeper in the technical stuff, whatever will be later, I want just to start with this comparison. So we talk a lot about AI, and we are now aware how AI, and in particular the LLM, is impacting our environment. So the emission of CO2 to train ChatGPT, just an example, is 500 times expensive, or let's say in CO2 terms, compared to a flight from New York to the West Coast for just one passenger. So it's really huge, the impact. Impact on water and energy. So it's not sustainable. But why this is happening? We analyzed, and we understood that historically, the hardware was always a step ahead compared to the software. So first, the activities and the hardware were out, and then based on the capability of the hardware, the software were accomplished. But with AI, this paradigm completely changed. So for the first time, if we really think about it, it's the software that is running faster than the hardware. And so in here, we need really to put all our attention and work on it. How can we shorten the gap that today we have between the software and the hardware? And in the middle, we have AI. And here we have a big area of innovation. So all of us, all the humans, not only technicians and engineers, we can contribute. And we have to think about how to make together these two worlds. So software and hardware. And this is possible if we think about scalable and powerful and efficient AI systems. And there are many techniques, so we can go through the software optimization on the hardware, the scalability, the interoperability, and many others. Okay, so we know now that we have this big trouble, and let's start to analyze how sensors contribute in the past and could contribute for the near future. So from the sensor perspective, we start using sensor just to get data, what we technically call raw data. And why? Because capturing, or let's say recording data, we could analyze, have at least an information, and react. Usually we put some threshold. If the measurement we have done through sensors is inside or outside the threshold, we can decide and we can react. But where we are going from the sensor perspective? We are moving forward, and we are no more linked to only just a measure, just raw data. We want to go through data correlation. So having a range where we know that it's interesting to monitor the output of the sensors, we want to connect all those data, have correlation, and through correlation, we can have insights. So additional and meaningful information. So if we all agree that AI are really the solution for many problems of our daily, so we have to think about another big challenge that is more in the perspective of the technicians. So we need to find a way to empower more and more people to make the AI more accessible. Because today, we know that there is a big barrier to enter, to approach AI. And so, which is the real challenge for any one of us that want at least think about a solution, an application where AI is used? For sure, what I have in mind is that I want a solution that is more efficient and for sure eco-friendly, because it's impressive the impact that today AI is giving to our environment, but also to all of us, for our planet. And so I have to think about the power consumption, an easy adoption of the solution, the privacy, the latency. So how can I answer to all those pain points? So AI, as we said, must be accessible to everybody. So it means that I cannot think about a solution on AI only for a data scientist, because today is the one that is managing the data to build up algorithm based on AI. But we have to think about a solution that is also going through the software engineer and to the hardware engineer. Again, software and hardware are not separated planets. They must be linked together through AI. And so how ST approach this link between hardware and software, or software and hardware? It depends on the priorities. So what we have done is put all our brains together, okay, and think how we could help developers. It's not just one data scientist, software engineer, or hardware, but all the developers together to accelerate their product transformation. So we built up, from one side, some new products that from the hardware point of view, they are very well optimized to run AI. So first of all, power consumption. If we want to lower the power consumption of any AI algorithm, we have to build hardware that is optimized to run those algorithms. And for this reason, we work across the processing and the sensing to build the new families, new solutions, where you can run AI in a very optimal way. On the other side, we thought about software. And in here we said we need to build up software tools that easily help to adopt the hardware and to release code, software, applications that really match very well the software instruction to the hardware. And for this reason, we launched the ST Edge AI Suite. Going back, or starting from the hardware point of view, this is a deep dive on technology for sensors, MEMS sensor. By definition, a sensor is, let's say, the last one portion of technology that bridge the real world to the digital world. So it's there, it must be always on, capable to detect all the data around and send information to the processing. Again, we thought about a way to bring intelligence inside the sensor to optimize the system from the power budget. If we are capable to detect not only raw data, but also some events through the Edge AI, we could have the main system in sleep mode, or let's say in a very low power budget status. And when this event happened, we could turn on the whole system for a deeper analysis, whatever is needed. And for this reason, we launched in the market two technologies from the hardware point of view. The first one is the machine learning core, that is a hard-coded piece of the digital portion of the sensor that runs only decision trees algorithms. On the other side, there is the intelligent sensor processing unit. This is another technology. It's a very small DSP, custom DSP, ultra low power, that can run processing and also other models of AI algorithm, like tiny neural network, machine learning models, whatever. So from the perspective of sensors, this is the big step that we have done. But as we said, hardware is not enough. Hardware must be accomplished with software. And so, inside the ST suite, where you can find more than 10 free software tools, you can also find an inspirational area that is about more than 50 case studies from where you can start, or at least you can have a look to inspire yourself. Use the free tools that we are offering and growing your idea about AI with sensors and microcontrollers. And then there are a lot of resources on trainings, on how to build up AI with the electronics. And here I want to go deeper in one of the last tools that we put inside the suite, that is the ST AIoT Craft. So what's this tool about? It's about the combination of artificial intelligence inside the tool, inside the sensors, but at the same time connect to the IoT project. So usually what we know is that we have sensor nodes that must be ultra low power, but then on top of this we have a system, the IoT system, so the gateway and the cloud. And through this tool that is cloud-based, so you don't need to download anything in your desktop, just through the browser or a mobile app, you can start your experience very fast, very quick on the in-sensor AI, so in the sensor, and then grown up and scale up to the system through the gateway and the cloud. It's a free tool, and you can build the end-to-end solution. Whatever is the application, you can go through the platform, you can collect data, you can implement the AI algorithm, run in some hardware, and then check the output through the gateway and the cloud. Which are the ingredients inside this AIoT Craft? First of all, you can start from the hardware standpoint, where we offer our reference boards. There is already a gateway, a Raspberry Pi gateway, and a cloud account that you can at first access, and then later on you can switch to your own account. You have all the capability to implement the in-sensor AI, so for the machine learning core technology. You can integrate very easily the experience of the software solution with the hardware solution. And finally, you can play a lot with dataset. And by the way, all the tool has been built up with in mind the project privacy, because we know that data are really important for all of you. And so, through the tool, you can start to test, to validate, and to develop your IoT solution based on AI in the sensors. And to start the experience, once you try the tool, the first step that we ask is, think about the application you want to start. So we offer some pre-built examples in the industrial domain, but also in the personal electronics domain. And from that, in less than 15 minutes, you can really play with the board and the use case. So takeaways. We start from the big concept of the AI, and what we know is that today we have a huge impact of the AI in the environment, and we have to think about a solution for that. And another big issue that we have is the entry barrier that any technician could have when approach the AI, and in particular the edge AI. That means AI inside processors or sensors. What we can offer as ST is a good match between hardware and software. And why? Because we are thinking about tools that help to interact with hardware and tools that can help you to retrieve in the best way the data that you can collect. And finally, the tool. So here I give you the example of the ST IoT Craft, that for MEMS sensor, it's really a good tool to start with if you are interested to implement an ultra-low power solution for the IoT systems. So thank you very much. If you want to have a look to this tool, but also to the ST Edge AI suite, you could come to our booth. There is an area dedicated to the Edge AI, and you will find many of us over there that can help you and give you many other explanations, maybe also better than mine. And finally, just to mention that, okay, this project, the ST IoT Craft, has been developed according also to the common European interest in microelectronics. So this is a project that we have also with the European community. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any question, I'm here. Thank you.